Okay, so now we're going to have a look at worksheet 7, and I know that C was causing a few people a bit of a problem. So we're looking again at angles in a circle, and we're also looking at ratios in this question. So I find it helpful to copy out what it says in the question. So we know that angle C is 2 parts to angle D, 2 to 3 parts. Now I've drawn a little sketch here. It's not entirely accurate, but it's just so I can see C and D. Now I know that C is 2 parts, and I know that D is 3 parts. And also looking at the diagram here, I can see that D is going to be the same as this angle here. So that's going to be another 3 parts. So in total, I've got 3 parts and 3 parts, which is 6 parts, plus another 2 parts, giving us a total number of parts of 8 parts. Total number of parts equals 8. Okay, just writing this down so it's helpful so you remember what you're doing along the way. Now, going back to this, we're now going to use our knowledge of the angles of a triangle adding up to 180 degrees, and we're going to divide 180 degrees by 8. And it is going to leave us with a decimal number. I'll let you have a go at that. Okay, so you should have got the answer of 22.5 degrees, and that is telling us what 1 part is. Now, recapping from what we were doing before, we now know that part C is actually, angle C is 2 parts. So we're going to have to say 2 times 22.5 degrees, and that is going to tell us what C equals. Okay, so 2 times 22.5, you've got it, it's 45 degrees, and that tells us what angle C is equal to. Okay, so we've looked at that, so we now know that that is an angle of 45 degrees. And that's correct. We can see that looks accurate because it's definitely an acute angle. It's less than 90 degrees. Half of 90, it's 45. Okay, we're going to go back now and look at D, which we know was 3 parts. Okay, so we know that we have to do 3 times 22.5 degrees, and it's going to give us a decimal number of 67.5 degrees, and that's going to tell us what angle D is. Now, if we add all of those up, we should, of course, get back to 180. So we're going to do 67.5. The other angle that we know, so we know that's 67.5. This is also going to be 67.5. So 67.5 plus 67.5. And we're also going to add on our 45. Make sure you line up correctly. You can just use 0 the hero as a placeholder there. Just going to try and underline. Not very good when I'm trying to do it with one hand, but we're going to quickly add those up, and 5 and 5 is 10, and then we've got 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 1 more is 15, plus 5 is 20, and then we've got 6 and 6, well, we've got 3 6s actually, which is 18, leaving us with 180 degrees. So we know that we have answered the question correctly. Okay.